I thought it would be fun to create a video on what is the safest computer job from artificial intelligence taking over. And so what I did was I logged into OpenAI. I have an account with ChatGPT, and I asked about different types of computer jobs. First off, what are the high-level computer jobs that are out there? So here we have the 4 high-level computer jobs: cybersecurity, cloud administrator, engineer, IT ops, and programmer developer. Strangely enough, I was going to separate programmer and developer, but I asked AI, I said, what's the difference between programmer and developer? And it said, basically, it's the same thing. So I lumped them together, again, because this is AI driven. It did say developers might have some more responsibilities, but they basically do the same thing. So I just went ahead and put it as a single category. So then what I did was I went and asked AI, I said, what are the different things that you can do to replace these 4 particular jobs? And so AI said, here are the things that I can do within cybersecurity. Now stay tuned to the end, because I'm going to tell you which jobs are going to be the most secure all the way to the least secure. So AI can do threat detection, prevention, intrusion detection, vulnerability, all these different things that you see here. So AI definitely very useful when it comes to cybersecurity. Now, here are some things that AI cannot do: strategic decision making, policy development, adaptation to new threats, and incident response coordination. Now, it can do some zero-day threat protection, but maybe not do as well at adapting to new threats as, say, a human can. And policy development, that's basically because it includes a lot of different people, and every organization and company is going to be different when it comes to making policy decisions. So all these different things, AI itself said, hey, I don't do a good job doing this. I might be able to do part of it or none of it at all, but just count me out when it comes to these particular areas. So when it comes to cybersecurity, AI can do some things, AI cannot do some things. Now, the cloud admin or engineer. So cloud admin would be someone who's just doing administration. Engineer would be someone who's creating resources, creating an entire network, software-defined networking, all those different types of things. So I'm sort of lumping it all together into a single position. Here's what AI said it could do. You've got the resource provisioning and scaling, monitoring, auto-scaling policies. There's lots of different things that it can do for you as a cloud admin engineer. Does that mean it can completely replace a cloud admin or engineer? Well, here are the things that it can't do. So I would say the decision is, or the answer is no. It cannot do architectural design, strategic decision-making, complex problem-solving, all these different things. Cloud cost management, that's a tough one. Even humans are having a hard time with that. If you take that Azure calculator and try to figure out how much things are going to cost, you're probably going to be wrong 100% of the time, although it does help at least get you closer. Disaster recovery planning, and again, that's organizational. Every organization is going to be different about what they consider to be important and what they don't consider to be important, and whether it should be backed up to the cloud or it should be backed up on premises or both. So ethical considerations, that's always a big one at this point. We cannot rely on AI, and hopefully not in the future either, for ethical types of decisions. We definitely don't want computers making those types of decisions for us. Communication and collaboration is a big one as well, because you're going to need to speak to either clients or your boss, or of course the people who are needing help and troubleshooting as well. IT operations. IT operations is basically on-premises type of work, although it does include some security. It does include some cloud. It could include private cloud, public cloud, some of each, all those different things. But again, I'm trying to focus on 4 high-level positions, and even though I know there's hundreds of positions underneath there, this is what AI said. So AI said that it can do automated routine tasks, security monitoring, configuration management, incident response, all these different things. One thing to remember is that automation is not the same as artificial intelligence. Automation is where you set up some sort of a policy that says, if this happens, do that. And if that happens, do this. So automation will automatically run scripts, PowerShell, open programs, make changes, all those kinds of, that's not artificial intelligence. That's just automation. So we need to make sure that we don't confuse the to. Now, it's possible AI can go in and do some sort of an automation based on what you ask it to do, and it might be able to decide between two different automated responses if it's tasked with that kind of thing. Natural language interface, which seems to be getting better all the time. A lot of times people can't tell the difference between AI and a real person when it comes to talking to someone on the phone or talking to them online. What AI cannot do when it comes to IT operations. Again, disaster recovery planning, backup, and things like that. Training and documentation. You got to have that real world communication between the teacher and the students, or even if it's in a company where you're doing corporate training, you've got to be able to answer questions for people as they come up. And AI is not necessarily going to be a good response type of device for those types of things. Ethical considerations, that's one of the reasons right there. Legacy systems management. It may not be able to tell the difference between the most up-to-date types of equipment and software and older versions. And scripting and automation and user support. User support is a big one. Even though I mentioned before that AI is getting better and better at communicating with people, a lot of times those types of questions that users ask get so complicated that users can't that AI cannot keep up with it. Just take any type of automated response system or a bot on a website. You ask it a question and it gives you a completely different answer, or just says, wait for a human to do it. So it's not always great. Programmer developer, our final one here. What AI can do. AI can do code generation, bug detection, pattern recognition. There's more things that AI seems to be able to do with programming and development than it can do with any other computer job. Debugging complex issues, code collaboration, automation, API integration. So once again, automation is based on, what types of parameters that you set for it. What AI can't do for programmers and developers? Not a lot here. It looks like AI can do just about everything a programmer or developer can do, according to AI. And it can't sit down with clients and discuss projects, and it can't help with ethical concerns. So, based on that information, what computer job is the safest? Well, in my opinion, IT operations. Now, I've done the job of all three of these: IT operations, cybersecurity, cloud admin engineer. I have not done the job of programmer developer, so I don't have any type of experience with that. But I wasn't relying on my experience here. I was relying on what AI told me. And AI says, hey, IT operations and cybersecurity after that, cloud admin engineer, and then finally programmer developer. And that's already bearing fruit. As you can see, a lot of programmers and developers, if you look online for various different forums and things, they have either been fired and replaced by AI, or they feel like they're about to be fired and replaced by AI. But the smart thing to do here is to not fire your programmers and developers. The smart thing to do is going to be to keep them and let them use AI to make their job better by making programming more secure, making it more user-friendly, making it better all around for the user themselves, and also keep out hackers. So if you look at every hack that's out there in the world, who caused it? Programmers and developers, of course. Either programmers and developers had some sort of a bug or some sort of a security problem, or hackers who are also programmers and developers have found that security bug in there, and they were able to hack in. So I would say use AI to lock down your code, make it better. Don't let your programmers and developers go. So as far as computer jobs go, which one's the safest? Here you have it, IT operations.